as far as some references, I have a Better Business Bureau A+ rating and an Angie's List rating of A with over 200 reports. Now what I'd like to do is a day in the life of Morry the Handyman. In the mornings, I get up and head over to my warehouse. Some of you have noticed that occasionally you see me here with my Mini Cooper. I can't drive that to work. I can only use that when I am going to be picking up parts or doing an estimate. So when I'm working, I need the truck, which I'm sure all of you have seen. Large truck. Goes to show you, size does matter. Quite often, the right tools help make the job go better. When I'm at a house, they ask me to put in some wire shelves for them. So, these shelves come in predetermined lengths. I have to cut them. When it comes time to cut them, something like this just won't do. So what do I get? This. Again, size does matter. After that, we'll come over here, and they asked me to fix an outlet that wasn't working. So I take care of it. Comes time I have to take the plate off, so I use a screwdriver. This size screwdriver. If I would have pulled this out, it wouldn't work. Again, size doesn't matter. The next thing they asked me was, can I install a carbon monoxide detector? Absolutely. So I brought one, plugged it in. After I finished that, they said, by the way, upstairs, my smoke detector isn't working. So, brought a smoke detector. It goes into the ceiling, if I can get it in, so that they're safe. The next house I go to, they tell me that the doorknob isn't working. So, I had to get a new doorknob. Did they want a lever doorknob or a knob doorknob? Whichever one they wanted, they got, and I installed it. I keep going to the next house, and they tell me, you know, I have a faucet where it's dripping. But it's not dripping from the front, it's dripping from the back. What had happened, one of the fittings came loose and had to be repaired. In the process of doing that, I had to cut the pipe a little bit. This is a mini pipe cutter, so I can cut the small copper pipe. If I would have brought this pipe cutter out, that wouldn't have worked. Again, size does matter. Then I went to a house where they have an autistic child. Lots and lots of things you have to do to accommodate the needs of that child. So they had me hang a swing that they use for sensory perception. This had to go into the ceiling, and I had to use bolts to put them up. So in the process of doing that, and getting good leverage, I used a wrench like this and turned this big bolt up into the wood 2x4s that are in the ceiling. If I would have tried to do it with this, it wouldn't have worked. Again, size doesn't matter. So now I'm going down the basement of the next house. And in the process of going down, they had a blown breaker. So I take my flashlight with me. Once I get down there,
Oh, that's so cute.
I set it because I have to be able to aim it at the breakers to be able to work on it. Had I brought this little flashlight, it wouldn't have worked. Again,
Size does matter.
then I go to the next house and they have another closet that needs wire shelves. I have to measure to see these wire shelves just how long it is. So I pull out my measuring stick and attempt to measure. If I would have brought this ruler, it wouldn't have worked. It was too small. So consequently, again,
Size does matter.
now, and Alan, how am I doing?
You're fine, 3 minutes.
Okay.
Size does matter.
Size does matter. So the key here is that when you go to a home and you have any of these items that need to be done, you have to have the right tools for the job. And more importantly, to having them, you have to know how to use them and when to use the correct tool. I have all of these and more, which allows me the opportunity to repair things in their house so they don't have to. I want to also go over price, because in one of my one-on-ones, somebody said, how do you charge? What it is. So, the way I charge is strictly by the hour. It's $65 for the first hour. I have a $39 service call charge and an $8 fuel charge. After the first hour, I drop into half-hour increments of $32.50. The idea being that if I'm there for an hour and a half, they don't have to pay for 2. Also, I don't charge anything for my driving time, regardless where I'm coming from. And if I have to go get any parts or supplies, I do not charge for that either.